Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back. Trump backs Tory Brexit Party Pact. Nigel Farage claims President wants him and Boris to do unstoppable electoral deal to get out of European Union, but Keir Johnson ally says there is no way it will happen. And this is mainly because, obviously, we don't have a foreign secretary, so we're thinking, well, why don't you make the foreign secretary be Farage, especially then talking with the US? That'll be amazing because Farage and Trump already have a great relationship. Farage doesn't seem to want to be subservient, and therefore he's saying, well, why didn't you call it an election? And then the Brexit Party and the Conservatives can join up, and that way we can be unstoppable, be a great squad of the West with Trump, Johnson, and Farage. But Johnson is a bit hesitant there, I think, to give too much power over to somebody like that. So, new Prime Minister and US President due to meet 3 times within 100 days before Brexit. Talks come as leaders look to maintain a special relationship between countries, or between counties. It's a one-nation world now. Farage urged Johnson to call for general election and form pact with Brexit Party. Exactly. Farage said Trump told him such a pact would be unstoppable at the UK election. But Johnson's allies flatly dismissed the prospect, despite Brexit Party leader claiming Donald Trump wants it to happen. And Farage is saying that it was through a private chat that he's saying that, hey, call an election and then join up between the Brexit Party and the Conservatives. The only thing that's said public would be that together, teamed up, however it would be, they would be unstoppable. So Farage is saying that Johnson should be brave, and I love the playing to the ego like this. So Health Secretary Matt Hancock, tipped as possible deputy PM in the Johnson administration, gave the proposal short shrift this morning. There was no way that we're going to have any kind of electoral pact with the Brexit Party and with Nigel Farage, which is interesting because, of course, they want to stay with their power in order to enact other policies that they want, thinking that, hey, if we can deliver Brexit and get out by Halloween, and if we can do it amicably then, especially, then we'll actually win some of the votes back from the Brexit Party. I mean, we'll probably win them all back, in which case we won't need to partner with anyone at all, and we can just do what we want to do. But, of course, if they fail, then that is the end of the Conservative Party, so they're taking a big risk there. So it's basically now a game of who's going to falter first, who's going to go, yeah, fine, we can join up. Either Farage is going to say, yeah, I'll be Foreign Secretary, and then most likely dissolving the Brexit Party in the process, in which case the Conservatives would still get the votes, but then the Brexit Party, or Farage himself, would lose power or prominence, more than he has at the moment, but not as much as he could have if they do call an election, and the Brexit Party then gets enough to form a coalition with the Conservatives, or just outright. Or maybe Farage just actually aiming to be really deceitful and not join up with the Conservatives at all, try and win outright, otherwise join a coalition, maybe with the DUP again. Who knows? So, shortly after Johnson's victory was announced yesterday, Trump said that Johnson was Britain's Trump. I think they like me over there. That's what they wanted. That's what they need. Right. Trump said Farage would work well with Johnson as he sought him out during a speech in Washington. Farage told the Times that Trump thinks the Johnson-Farage alliance will be unstoppable and would deliver Brexit. He sees it very clearly. I've said my levels of trust in Boris and the Conservative Party are very low, but if he really means it and is absolutely determined to deliver a clean break Brexit, then of course I'd like to talk to him. And I'm a fan of Farage, sure. Oh, okay, let's go on then. It would need Boris to be incredibly brave. He would have to call a general election and accept that a significant number of his own MPs would leave the party. Yeah, so I'm a fan of Farage, obviously, and he's done great work in exposing the EU with the help of YouTube, I might add. That's what get him to rise to prominence, because of the recordings within the EU Parliament that then said, oh, this chap seems to be telling the EU what they're worth. Oh, it's a man called Nigel Farage. Oh, that's cool. And he'll be popularised, and now he is, of course, Mr. Brexit. But it does seem that, I don't know, I wouldn't go as far as to say that he's virtue signalling, but there's something unsettling there, especially considering how, against Eastern European immigration and Islam, that he's been before, but now is trying to be on the right side of history and trying to be politically correct. I don't know if he's too concerned about what's happened before or what, but I don't think it's easy to place him, because he seems to move around a bit, which suggests he's not easy to be trusted. I mean, you could say the same with Johnson, of course, that he flip-flops between being reliable and knowing what he's doing to then also acting like a buffoon, because then if anybody tries to mock him, he can say, yes, I know I'm silly. That's the joke. You seem like a bully now. Which would then make the person feel bad or at least look bad. So, Trump said, I know it's going to work well with Boris. Shortly after Johnson's victory was announced, Trump told an audience that Johnson was Britain's Trump, adding, they like me over there, that's what they wanted, that's what they need. Yep, we read that. I just need to work on my Trump impression. So, got here. Yesterday, Farage once again offered his help, writing in the Telegraph that the Tories should ally with his Brexit party. The notion was ruled out by Johnson last week. There was a vacancy in the role after Sir Kim resigned, in the fallout from a cables leak. Yep, cool. And yesterday, the US President hailed Farage's gains in May's European Parliament election, as he predicted an excellent relationship with the incoming Prime Minister, getting about a third of the vote. Mr Farage had earlier laid down the gauntlet to Boris Johnson and challenged him to deliver on his do-or-die Brexit pledge. And that is definitely the point. If Johnson can do it, Brexit Party will fall down, and if they can't, then the Conservative Party will fall down. It's between those two. Meanwhile, obviously, Labour are trying to destroy the country, because that's what they always do. Comrade Corbyn in particular. So, Trump praising him more. He did a great job and now he's going to work with Boris. They're going to do some tremendous things. And they say Johnson has no room to manoeuvre. Now Farage tweeted shortly after the result was announced saying, I wish Boris Johnson well as Prime Minister with his do-or-die pledge to deliver Brexit on October 31st. Does he have the courage to deliver? It is do-or-die not just for Brexit but for the future of the Conservative Party. And back to the Mail. Johnson believes delivering Brexit on time will see those voters return to the Tories and help propel them to victory at a future general election, which is, of course, the idea. And speaking after he was named the new Tory leader, Johnson said that delivering Brexit would wake up the slumbering giant of Britain. He said, do you feel daunted? I don't think you look remotely daunted to me. And I think that we know we can do it, and that the people of this country are trusting in us to do it, and we know that we will do it. He likes Churchill, so I'll go with it. And we know the mantra of the campaign that has just gone by. In case you have forgotten it, and you probably have, it is deliver Brexit, unite the country, and defeat Jeremy Corbyn. And that is what we are going to do. Oh, and when Churchill was in government the second time, Prime Minister the second time, he's older than Trump will be at the end of his second term. Just putting it out there. We're all going to defeat Jeremy Corbyn. I love this bit to show that he's really with the kids here. I know that some wag has already pointed out that deliver, unite and defeat was not the perfect acronym for an election campaign, since unfortunately it spelled done. But they forgot the final E, my friends, E for energize. And I say to all the doubters, dude, we are going to energize the country. We are going to get Brexit done on October 31st. We are going to take advantage of all the opportunities that it will bring in a new spirit of can-do. And we are once again going to believe in ourselves and what we can achieve. So I love that. He's not at all going with the old man approach. He wants to be young and hip and cool. Cool, K-E-W-L, cool. And so he's trying to be hip and energized, and hey, I'm all for that. I think it's about time, because too much, you see, again with media, it's sensationalizing anything that's negative, and saying shock stuff sells, but I think it's more not that people are social, but people are tribal, and they like to see that their enemy is doing something bad, and it's easy to point out the negatives, because normally the things that are good are kind of expected, and they're required to keep society functioning and improving, so then the mistakes that are made can be pulled out and maybe even stated as intentional, and therefore just saying that side is something bad, therefore you're doing something good, is what people like to see and like to read. And it's not just that it's shocking or that it's all bad news. It's because it's the enemy and not you. You're good, they're bad. Feel better, because you don't have to do anything, but we'll make you feel better. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Farage is just being opportunistic and is hoping that he will rise to power, not even have to join a coalition with the Conservatives, but win outright with the Brexit Party? Do you think Johnson has done the right thing or is future deputy then, done the right thing to say no election, because we're going to be fine, we're going to deliver Brexit, and the faith will be restored? And do you think Farage should just bite his tongue a bit and go, yeah, I'll be Foreign Secretary, this will actually work well I'll forgo my Prime Minister bid for a bit longer and see where it goes in the future. Let me know what you think below. Always interested. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Share this around if you think it's worthwhile, because we all know that the YouTube algorithm demotes independent creators, especially when it comes to journalism, news, and politics. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.